I have spent a lifetime traveling the globe, observing the intricate connections that bind life together. Often, the most profound influences come from the most unexpected quarters. This channel is dedicated to exploring the natural world through a clear, analytical lens. Today, our focus is the hippopotamus. It is so much more than a simple danger, it is an architect of African rivers. We will journey into its world to understand the why behind its existence. Why does the hippo behave this way? How do its daily choices shape the land? How do they shape the water? How do they shape the lives of countless other species? Our investigation follows biology and ecology. The drive for food, the need for safety, the imperative to reproduce have sculpted the hippo into a force that can redefine landscapes. The common hippopotamus, Hippopotamus amphibius, one of Africa's most iconic megafauna, a mammal of immense proportions. An adult male can weigh over 3,000 kilograms, females typically around 1,400 kilograms. Rivers, lakes, wetlands of sub-Saharan Africa. The water is not just a preference, it is a critical necessity. It provides a thermoregulatory buffer against the equatorial sun and protects their sensitive, largely hairless skin from dehydration and sunburn. This dependence on water dictates their distribution and daily routine. Their diet is almost exclusively grasses, grazed during the cooler hours of the night. A hippo may travel several kilometers from its water source, consuming up to 40 kilograms in a single evening, then retreating to the safety of the water by dawn. The daily life of a hippopotamus is governed by a simple yet rigid rhythm dictated by the sun. As daylight illuminates the African landscape, hippos are already in their aquatic sanctuary. They spend the day resting, socializing, keeping cool. While they appear lethargic, they remain alert to their surroundings. On land, a hippo seems ponderous. In water, it moves with surprising grace. They are not strong swimmers. They move by walking and sometimes galloping along the riverbed, their dense bones acting as ballast. As dusk settles, behavior changes profoundly. Driven by hunger, hippos begin to emerge from the water. The transition to land is a moment of heightened vulnerability, so they proceed with caution. On solid ground, they follow well-worn paths, sometimes for many kilometers, toward preferred grazing grounds. They are selective grazers, using broad, muscular lips to clip short, nutritious grasses close to the ground. Nocturnal foraging solves environmental pressures. Firstly, it avoids intense daytime heat, preventing overheating and dehydration. Secondly, feeding under cover of darkness reduces some predation risk, though lions will hunt them. The hippopotamus has earned a reputation as one of Africa's most dangerous animals, and its aggression is not without reason. This behavior is rooted in the fundamental ecological principles of resource defense and reproductive competition. For a male hippo, the most valuable resources are a stable section of a river or lake and access to the females within it. A dominant bull will claim a stretch of water as his territory and defend it vigorously against any intruding males. This territory provides a safe haven for himself and a group of females and their young, making him the prime candidate for mating. Confrontations between males are highly ritualized and designed to minimize costly physical combat. The initial phase is often a series of threat displays. The rivals will face each other, bellowing loudly and opening their mouths in an enormous gape that can exceed 120 degrees. This is a direct advertisement of their primary weapons, the long, sharp, lower canines. By displaying their formidable armaments, They are assessing each other's strength and willingness to fight. Often, the less confident male will retreat and conflict is avoided. When displays fail to resolve a dispute, the conflict escalates to physical violence. The males will charge, clashing their heads and using tusks to slash and stab at their opponent's flanks and shoulders. These fights are brutal and can be fatal. Thick skin helps, but deep wounds are common. The high cost is justified in evolutionary terms by exclusive mating rights. The victor secures his genetic legacy. The loser must leave or risk further injury. Defensive aggression also protects offspring against crocodiles, lions, or a human in a boat. Hippos are fundamentally social animals, typically living in groups known as pods, bloats, or schools. These groups have a distinct, albeit fluid, social structure centered around a single dominant territorial bull. Adult females, juvenile offspring, and often subordinate males make up the rest. Tolerated if submissive. In the dry season, shrinking water forces large aggregations and greater social friction. In the wet season, abundant water allows pods to spread into smaller groups. Within the pod, the strongest bonds are between a mother and her calf. Resting in close contact and shared vigilance provide collective defense. Subordinate males bide their time, awaiting openings as dominant males age or weaken. Communication is the glue that holds any social group together. For hippos, it is multisensory. The loud, wheezing honk, often a chorus, can travel for over a kilometre, maintaining group cohesion and advertising occupancy. They also communicate through water with low-frequency sounds, crucial in murky conditions for mother and calf. Visually, the open-mouthed gape signals fighting capability. Submissive postures, head held low, prevent escalation. These cues regulate hierarchy and reduce dangerous fights. Chemically, dung and urine are used for scent marking. Dominant bulls spray feces with the spinning tail to mark boundaries. It is a pungent declaration of ownership warning rival males. This rich communication system lets massive animals navigate a complex social world. Social intelligence underpins order without constant violence. In form and function, communication is an evolved currency of stability. The hippopotamus is a quintessential ecosystem engineer, actively modifying its environment. Nightly grazing creates lawns, short manicured grass near river edges. Consistent trimming keeps areas in early succession, resisting shrub encroachment. The result is a mosaic of open lawns and taller vegetation, supporting insects, birds, and other grazers. Their most profound impact occurs in water. Daily dung and urine, rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, and silicon. This influx fertilizes the base of food webs, algae and bacteria, which in turn support aquatic invertebrates and fish. Physically, their weight carves channels and pools that persist through seasons. In dry seasons, hippo pools become refugees for fish and other aquatic life. They keep channels open that might otherwise choke with vegetation. But balance is delicate. Moderate populations boost productivity, while excess dung in small or slow waters can trigger algal blooms and oxygen depletion, causing fish kills. Impact shifts with density and ecosystem context. They are a powerful force. Their effect is about context and scale. The modern hippopotamus is the product of millions of years of evolution, a living blueprint of adaptations. Its trajectory reveals trade-offs. Immense size deters predators. An adult hippo has little to fear, but great mass brings high metabolic demand and overheating risk. A semi-aquatic life, elegantly solves the thermal challenge using water's heat capacity. Elevated eyes, ears and nostrils reflect a life mostly submerged, maximizing concealment while maintaining sensory awareness. Dense bones confer negative buoyancy, enabling energy-efficient walking and running on the riverbed. Sparse hair is offset by a self-secreted blood sweat, sunblock and antiseptic. Dentition reveals social competition's imprint. Herbivores they are, yet the most impressive teeth do not grind grass. Tusks are weapons honed by male-male combat, a classic case of sexual selection. Traits that increase reproductive success are strongly favoured, even if costly. Intelligence here is practical. Excellent spatial memory and route fidelity across seasons. Sophisticated signalling manages hierarchy without constant fighting. From bones to behaviour, the hippo is a logical outcome of evolutionary pressures. The hippopotamus, when viewed through the lens of ecology, is far more than a temperamental river dweller. It is a keystone species, a powerful biological force. Simple routines create cascading effects across the ecosystem. Its life is a bridge between land and water, moving energy and nutrients that fuel aquatic food webs. Its presence carves riverbeds, creating habitats and refuges. Its grazing maintains diverse riverbank vegetation. The hippo's story is a lesson in ecological connectivity. Evolved solutions, food, thermal regulation, safety, reproduction, can unintentionally engineer whole environments. The hippo doesn't set out to fertilize rivers or create channels. Those are emergent consequences of its adapted life. Ecosystems are not mere collections of species, but intricate networks of interaction. Today, this architect faces an uncertain future. Habitat loss, river diversion, and agricultural expansion shrink its world. Growing human pressure intensifies conflict over shared water. Changing climate reshapes the rains that sustain hippo rivers. Conserving hippos is protecting entire riverine ecosystems. To gauge a river's health, look to the creatures within it. Some, like this unseen architect, are so fundamental the world would be immeasurably poorer without them.